Firstly, make a list of everything you do in your life. This should include everything. Now draw a graph like this and divide it into segments corresponding to the number of items on your list. For my example, that would be 6 segments, but for you, it could be more or less. First, use a color to shade in the proportion of money you spend on each segment every month. Then use a different color to shade in the amount of time you spend on each activity monthly. Lastly, use yet another color to show the amount of energy each task requires. You should have something that looks a bit like this. Here's the key: your resources will always be limited. While it might be possible to increase the amount of money you have, increasing your energy and especially your time just isn't possible. When I do this activity with people, it's amazing how much they spread their resources to all different areas of their life. Now, I do get work-life balance, but when you're trying to build your wealth at a quick pace, you really can't spread yourself too thinly. When I was building my first business, I put my head down and I worked like crazy. When I snapped out of it, I'd lost a large chunk of my social life, I was out of shape, and I hadn't spent very much time with my family. Now, was that healthy? Probably not. But did it make me successful? Very. I devoted all of my resources towards a single business for an extended period. Once I achieved my dream of becoming a millionaire, I began to restore balance to my life. However, in the early days, when I lacked money and a team, any distraction could have derailed my efforts. Focus is underrated nowadays. I see so many motivated youngsters jumping from side hustle to side hustle, falling for something that's known as shiny object syndrome. If I constantly switched business model every time something got a little bit difficult, then I'd have kept going back to square one and never made any real progression. So have a look at your graph of truth and ask yourself, could you give up any of the things that you're spending time on and allocate your resources elsewhere? Looking at this example, I'll get rid of TikTok, Xbox, and dating straight away. Now look how much more time, money, and energy I can allocate to side hustles. This will dramatically reduce the time it takes for you to achieve your dreams. There's a great quote by Jim Rohn that goes like this: if you really want to do something, you'll find a way. If you don't, you find an excuse.